The most powerful people in the world don't move fast. They wait longer than anyone else, not because they're weak or uncertain, but because they understand something most people never learn. That real strength is revealed not in action, but in restraint. We're told that hesitation is failure, that if we don't act immediately, someone else will take our opportunity. But the truth is, most people act not from clarity, but from fear. Fear of missing out, fear of falling behind, fear of being seen as indecisive. And so they rush. They commit to the wrong relationships, accept the wrong jobs, invest in things they barely understand, and speak words they later regret. All because they couldn't bear to wait. But waiting isn't passive. It's a discipline. It's what separates those who chase from those who attract, those who react from those who respond. The art of waiting isn't about doing nothing. It's about doing nothing until doing something actually matters. And that subtle difference between movement and timing is where all the power hides. The first core idea behind the art of waiting is this: impulse is the enemy of insight. In a world designed for speed, the person who pauses becomes dangerous. When you feel that internal push to act, to respond, to buy, to speak, to fix, you're usually not following wisdom. You're following programming, and that programming is ancient. Your brain, shaped by millions of years of survival instinct, equates waiting with danger. In the wild, hesitation could mean death, but in modern life, hesitation is often the only way to avoid it. Socially, financially, emotionally. The problem is, we confuse urgency with importance. We think the faster we decide, the smarter we are. But fast decisions are often just rehearsed habits. You're not thinking, you're replaying. That's why people repeat the same mistakes in relationships, careers, and investments. They're not pausing long enough to see the pattern underneath the problem. Waiting, even just for a moment, breaks that loop. This is why some of the greatest thinkers, warriors, and negotiators in history practiced stillness as a strategy. They understood that the space between stimulus and response is where leverage lives. It's where you stop being a puppet of your emotions and start becoming the architect of your outcomes. When you train yourself to wait, not indefinitely, but intentionally, you give clarity a chance to speak. And clarity always whispers. It never shouts. The second core idea is this: waiting reveals what urgency conceals. Most people assume waiting is passive, something you do when nothing is happening. But in truth, waiting is one of the most active psychological filters available. When you allow time to pass without reacting, you expose the true nature of people, situations, and even your own desires. Think about it. When someone is forced to wait, their mask begins to slip. The person who seemed generous might grow impatient. The opportunity that looked urgent might start to unravel under scrutiny. The craving that felt overwhelming may fade into irrelevance. Time doesn't just pass, it tests. It reveals intentions, endurance, and truth. This is why high-level negotiators often remain silent after making an offer. They understand that the silence makes the other person uncomfortable, and in that discomfort, their real motivations start to emerge. In relationships, waiting can expose whether someone truly cares or was just addicted to the rush of novelty. In markets, waiting shows you whether an investment is valuable or just popular. The uncomfortable truth is that most people don't wait because they're afraid of what they'll see. Waiting forces confrontation, not with others, but with yourself. It brings buried fears to the surface. It shows you how addicted you are to motion, to dopamine, to escape. But that's exactly why waiting is powerful. It's not the absence of action. It's the creation of perspective. In a world addicted to immediacy, the person who can wait, calmly, strategically, and with purpose, gains an unfair advantage. This is something warriors, philosophers, and even investors have long understood. The person who moves first often exposes themselves. But the one who waits, who studies, listens, watches, moves only when it matters most. Miyamoto Musashi delayed his arrival to a duel not out of arrogance, but because he understood the psychology of time. His opponent grew agitated, restless, angry. Musashi remained composed, and in that calm, he saw what others couldn't: his opponent's weaknesses. In modern terms, this is power asymmetry. You don't control others by reacting faster. You control outcomes by making others react to you. In financial markets, legendary investor Warren Buffett is known for waiting years, sometimes decades, before making a move. While others chase every trend, he waits for moments of clarity. And when he acts, it seems obvious in hindsight, but the power came from patience, not speed. Waiting doesn't mean doing nothing. It means not doing the wrong thing. It means creating a gap wide enough for wisdom to enter. And in that gap, your position strengthens while others burn energy chasing every fleeting impulse. We live in an era that weaponizes urgency. News cycles demand instant outrage. Social media rewards immediate reactions. Algorithms are designed to keep you from ever pausing long enough to think. In this environment, the person who can wait becomes something rare, someone with clarity. Every click, every swipe, every instant response chips away at your ability to be still. And yet, the people who shape the world, strategists, visionaries, deep thinkers, are those who know how to delay gratification, how to sit in discomfort, and how to resist the pull of now. Waiting is not passive. It is a form of rebellion. It is a rejection of artificial urgency. It is the decision to own your attention rather than surrender it to whoever shouts the loudest. The irony is this: most people fear waiting because they think they'll fall behind. But in reality, the person who waits strategically often ends up ahead because they act only when the time is right, not when the world tells them to, not when emotions command them to, but when they decide to. So, the next time you feel the urge to rush, to click, to reply instantly, pause. Ask yourself, what if waiting is the wisest move I can make right now? In that question lies the seed of mastery.